Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Lucinda.
And in this video, we are stirring the pot because we're going to be talking about that ever so popular vein test that you probably know we are not a huge fan of. And we're going to tell you why.
It's so funny. I'm a lurker. As you know, I look up everything on color analysis, and people are posting and everybody. And what I always see is somebody posting, I don't get it. I can't tell.
Right, my veins are purple and green. They're also this.
Are they? How can you tell? What does a green vein look like? We got you. We got you. Just relax. Everything's fine. We
throw those veins right out the window.
Toss your veins. Cover your veins. Do something with your veins. And that jewelry test where you hang a gold bracelet over your wrist and a silver bracelet and ask which looks better. Don't bother with that either.
I feel like I debunked that a little bit in our showing soft jewelry versus like clear jewelry as well, because there's so much different dimension to soft jewelry. And then there's also
thickness.
High contrast jewelry. So look at the difference between both of these are gold, but look at the difference.
Yeah. And in the future, soon, I want to do a video on the Bezold Effect, some of the physics color principles that it will blow your mind. And once you hear these physics principles, they're legit, they're scientific. And then, apply that to the vein test. You'd be like, no, we got an easier way.
Yes.
And we're going to share it right now. It's so easy.
So don't forget to subscribe before we jump into trashing why we don't like the vein test.
We're not. We've already trashed that. Moving on.
As we keep on going.
Moving on. The bottom line is your skin tone, if you want to match your skin tone and understand what your exact skin tone is, don't be thinking about, my undertone versus my overtone versus my this. Show me right now my undertone. Your undertone is this kind of ethereal idea that under your regular skin, there's another tone that's hidden under your skin. And don't even bother with all that mess. It's just stuff. You want to know what tone your skin is, you go to an Ulta or a Sephora or your favorite makeup counter and you say, I would like to match my skin with a foundation.
Even if you have a spray tan on, match the spray tan. Don't match your undertone. If you go and
But you can't. Where is it?
Right.
Where's your undertone?
Right. If you were to go buy a foundation with a spray tan on, are you going to match your undertone or are you going to match your spray tan to make it look natural? You're going to match whatever color is your overtone.
And I guarantee you, if you walk into a MAC store and say, oh, can you match a foundation to my undertone? They would say, no, but we can match a foundation to your skin tone, which is right there in front of our faces. And they would do that. Now, you might say, well, am I cool? Is my skin cool? Is my skin warm? Is my skin neutral? Odds are, because we looked at the sales data for foundation all over this country, and we narrowed it to the United States, 60% of the foundations sold are neutral.
Surprise.
They can be light, they can be medium, they can be deep, but they are neutral in their composition. They don't lean warm, they don't lean cool. Then 30%, this all will equal 100, I think. I don't do math. I'm not good at it.
We're not the math people.
Yes, but Sarah's a lot better at it.
Slightly better.
She'll fix me. But 30% of what's left of that, they're warm. The manufactured foundations are warm, light, medium, and deep. That leaves 20% of the foundation wearing population that is actually cool. Now, what are you thinking? You're surprised.
That is
by
not
that
100.
figure.
It's 110.
Oh,
60,
shoot,
30, 20.
Shoot. See, I told you I would get it wrong. I only did the 60 and the 30. So that means that only 10% of the foundation. Okay, I did it. I got it right. Of the foundations that are manufactured are cool.
Remember, she's very artsy, though. What she lacks in math, she makes up in the artistry.
Well, maybe. Anyway, so the bottom line is there are a bunch of neutral foundations that are selling all day long, every day. And they're being manufactured by people to make money.
And some warmer foundations. And I bet you that has to do with faux tanning.
Or whatever. Here, I'm not here to judge. I'm just telling you what sells.
You know what? Actually, warmer skin tone is more popular. People do like tanning, which we do not recommend. Wear your sunscreen, but also like fake tanning and things like that. So, of course, people are going to match to a warmer skin tone.
Also, there are people who genuinely have a warmer skin tone.
Right.
They are just rarer than you think.
Right.
Because what happens with people, and oftentimes when you're talking about color analysis, it's an either or proposition they present you with. The veins, they say, well, they're either green or they're blue, and that means you're either warm or you're cool. Mm-hmm. Or when they're talking to you about gold and silver, you're warm or cool. Well, girl, I'm here to tell you that the more clients that we bring in for our color portfolios, the more we're discovering that the warm is a fringe and the cool is a fringe. And most people live in a world that falls between warm and cool. Foundation companies call it neutral.
We call it balanced.
But the bottom line is, the really extremely warm skin tones, they're rarer than a neutral skin tone. Now, what does all this mean, in the general?
We should make a caveat, though.
Oh, let's do a caveat.
Different countries are going to see different shifts. We are strictly talking here in the United States.
In the United States. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said that, because like in Ireland, that cool number is much higher. There are more cool skin tones in Ireland, believe it or not. And what's crazy about that is in Ireland, you also have the red hair, cool skin, green eyes. Mm-hmm. And so it's a kind of a mishmash. It's not cool or warm. Mm-hmm.
In like more warmer countries, you're going to see warmer skin tones as well.
Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I looked into, because in my thinking, I was like, well, if your skin goes deeper, doesn't it go warmer? It does not necessarily go warmer if it goes deeper. There are swings that might take you toward more of a reddish color, and there's swings that might take you more toward a goldish color, but there is definitely a place that falls in between with the very deepest skin tones that is more of a clayish color. Mm-hmm. So neutral, don't be surprised if you go out, get your face done, get yourself a foundation, and it turns out that you are neutral, because 60 out of 100, that's right, 60 out of 100 of us are neutral. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because if you wear a foundation that's too warm, it's going to look orange. If you wear a foundation that's too cool, it's going to look ashy and gray. Mm-hmm. So if you're still thinking in the traditional color analysis world, they say, oh, well, you're either warm or you're cool. And that's how the Four Seasons is. You got to pick one or the other.
That's how a lot of color analysis systems are. You have to be the extreme. You have to be either warm or cool. And then they'll give you warm makeup or cool makeup, not neutral.
So, and what will you see? You'll either look orange or you'll look gray. And we don't want that. We want you to look fabulous. And what happens if you discover that your skin tone is neutral? Do you know what that means? That means your mouth, which lives on top of your face, which at this point we've determined probably is neutral, your mouth needs to be neutral, somewhat neutral. It can be vivid, but it needs to be not necessarily warm leaning or cool leaning if you're a neutral leaning person, because it lives on your face and you want it to harmonize with what you see right here. Same is true of blush. If you run out and say, oh, I want a blush that's for a spring.
And you're a neutral person.
And your skin tone is neutral, but you might be a spring.
And you might have high contrast.
Maybe, or not.
Or soft.
There are lots of options, but if your skin tone is neutral and you say, I need a blush for spring, it will live on top of your face. It will sit there on top of your face. It will not look like your own natural flush and come up as, a color that is reasonable and somewhat natural looking on your own face. So that is why we want you to really engage with this idea. Think about it deeply. We're not trying to just wreck your world or, we're not. We're not. Our specialty is using science related to color and coming up with a reasonable way that all of this will work for you.
So we hope you enjoyed this video. I know we might get some fun comments down below. We're excited to see them. Yes. Also, if you want to take this over to Patreon, we will be happy to meet you there. Links are at the end of the video and down in the description below. So lastly, I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
This has been another color class, and we'll see you in our next video.